All right, Steve, you want to pretend like we haven't been doing idle chatter for 10 or 15 minutes as we figure out audio?
Let's do it.
Hi, YouTube. I'm the Jordan, your coach of the Virginia Vigavolts. We've got a new team builder this week because I have a better team builder than I joining the VBL GOAT. Steve, say hello.
Hey, Jordan. Thanks for having me.
We've got a new week. I'm in must-win mode because I keep not winning. And Steve brings the spice each week. Random drafted a team this year and is still doing well. You've noted that your team has big weaknesses, and it's kind of made your team easier to work with because you know what opponents are going to do against it. I don't have a lot of weaknesses, at least on the typing side, which makes things easier but harder. So how's that work?
Yeah. You have highlighted the two things that I agree he's definitely going to bring. Teambuilder and Stack Attacker.
It's so extreme. I can't win in fast mode. I can't win in slow mode. So what do you do?
I got some ideas, but what else do you think he's bringing?
Oh. Well, he brings Salamence every week, so that's pretty good. I don't have an ice type. I do have Inteleon ice and Swampert ice moves, but I would think that's a pretty good guess. It sits in a good speed tier because I've got mostly Slowmon, so let's throw that in there. Blacephalon destroys my Trick Room setter, which is probably a key to me winning the game, so I'm thinking it's at least a strong likelihood.
I would agree. I don't think Bulu comes. Bulu seems pretty bad. You want to scroll down to the speed section there?
I never used this.
Can you change that to 0 IV and 0 EV and a negative nature? And no boosts. I didn't even know that was an option here. Wow, even Bronzong can't underspeed Stack Attacker with an Iron Ball. How slow can Swampert go?
Well, Bronzong needs multiple items. I feel like I can't bring it turn one because it needs a Mental Herb to survive Whimsicott Taunt, and it needs a Resist Berry to survive Blacephalon. So, I can't just expect to get Trick Room on turn one. I need to maybe sneak it in the mid game if at all. When he's not prepared for it. Unfortunately, Daddy's brought Blacephalon in the back, so it's gonna be pretty dangerous.
Throw an idea at you.
Yeah, go for it.
This is what my first thought was. Weakness policy Bronzong with heat proof.
So do I still trigger weakness policy off a fire move on heat proof?
Yes, you would.
Cool. That's really cool. I was thinking heat proof Bronzong because of Heat Crash on Stack Attack as well as Blacephalon as well as Salamence. There's a fair amount of fire moves that I can actually survive with heat proof. So that's a cool idea. I actually Bronzong goes first sometimes, out of Trick Room because he's got this super slow mode. He's actually never brought Cursula as far as I know, so I'm mainly worried about the Stack Attacker. So I don't get I guess Stack Attacker can set Trick Room and then max flare me and I would survive. But Bronzong, what's he doing on the I guess he has a ground move, I think.
Yeah, Ground Rock Steel has really good coverage into his team.
Cool. Really cool. So is this a max and hope they trigger my weakness policy, which is probably a pretty good bet because who's expecting max Bronzong, or is this something I can self-proc? I kind of doubt I can self-proc it.
Sucker Punch on Inteleon, which I was also going to go... I was also thinking, Protect, Sucker Punch, Soak, +1 move Inteleon, and then pair that with some sort of gross Rillaboom max as well. So we're doubling up on the Inteleon gimmick.
So that's cool. I was thinking, if I bring the Rillaboom Inteleon lead, there's so many mind games because I've already used it for pledges. I can use it for weakness policy Rillaboom with Ice Shard. I can set up with either of them. I can fake out Focus Energy. I can Swords Dance and just throw out a Snipe Shot. I think it's a pretty good lead. Okay, let's. So Soak is worrisome. Soak is I need to max Rillaboom because otherwise Grassy Glide goes before Soak.
Yep.
Now Rillaboom's got a weaker special defense, and he's got Blacephalon and Flamethrower and Salamence. So it's like a little scary to me to max Rillaboom into all the weaknesses that he's going to target. But yes, as long as I'm using like a Focus Sash support Inteleon, then yeah, it doesn't hurt to like do something that helps Rillaboom out. Let's see what else Bronzong can do.
The only real issue I had with the weakness policy Bronzong is the Intimidate from Salamence. Because it's really going to need the +2, not a +1.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Intimidate is something you can probably bring against my team. I have Entei ignores Intimidate, and that's pretty good. So, Entei is probably a part of this. He's also got ground moves for Stakataka, a rock move for Salamence. Yeah. So, I think
his special moves, and he is notably missing anything that hits Stakataka on the special side.
Yeah, unfortunately. Offensive Inteleon should be pretty good. The combination of water and ice hits everything except Wartortle neutrally, and is strong against 5 of the more important mons. So I bring Protect, Focus Energy, Water Move, Ice Move, and if I can just set up with a Clefable. Clefable is like essential to all my game plans. I maybe bring a Focus Sash Clefable so it can survive something. Or I bring like a Steelberry Clefable, because Clefable Bronzong can set Trick Room, right? Unless he's like reversing Trick Room or imprisoning. I don't know if he even has Imprison.
Imprison's not on this spreadsheet, eh? I feel like Whimsicott has Imprison. It might not, though.
No idea. Nope. He's going to max turn 1 with Salamence, and I'm ready in case of that if I lead like Inteleon Clefable, Inteleon Rillaboom. If I lead like Clefable Bronzong, then I get Trick Room. I maybe get Clefable Taunted. But like, what are the leads you're seeing here besides like Salamence or Stakataka? Is there anything really to worry about? Blacephalon.
Tailwind plus, Blacephalon. Tailwind. Like, basically any of his heavy attackers. Tailwind plus Blacephalon or Salamence or Sylveon even be fast enough. Turtonator's not going to be fast enough, so that's not a thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. So let's see if I take a Blacephalon hit. I'm just worried that it's going to scorch me even if I'm ready for it. Bronzong, Blacephalon. He hasn't been running Mind Blown, but I can account for that anyway. Heat Proof. I have a weird anti-synergy that my ability is revealed by grassy terrain, because if I'm levitating, I don't get grassy terrain. But
true.
I don't know if anyone's noticed that. But Heat Proof, we'll give it Modest.
Now, what if you're maxed?
Yeah, it's very doable. Even with Helping Hand. This is very doable. Why is this so doable?
Bronzong's got 89 attack. It's not ignorable.
It's true. Let me see what offensive move it actually gets. I think it gets Earthquake, but I'd rather not have Earthquake in grassy terrain.
Yep. I think it's just Bulldoze too, which is not
gross. Good. Okay, so we're maxing Bronzong if we're attacking with Bronzong, which is whatever.
Yeah, I was like...
Well, I definitely kill Blacephalon, but like, how do I do at +1 or 2 versus Stakataka? I doubt I do much. Excuse me?
It's quite some damage. He's not running any defense on that thing.
Yeah. So I
think, importantly, it's not doing any damage back to you, I don't think.
Got Heat Crash. Heat Crash is something that Daddy's going to see, right? I've got Rillaboom, I've got other stuff.
Look at that percent, though. 20. Even if he has a weakness policy.
A Life Orb? Get out of here. What is going on? How is Bronzong so good? I mean, maybe it's got a life orb or weakness policy, but because of heat proof, I'm still living this thing.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So first Steve idea that I'm never coming up with on my own. All right. Okay. So we do a max Bronzong. Cool. Earthquake. Steel move.
Could be Steel Roller. That would get rid of the grassy terrain for Earthquake, too.
I mean, I can just not bring Rillaboom if that's my plan.
Yeah, Steel or Gyro Ball, or even Iron Head, whatever.
Iron Head in an end game sounds better. Whatever. So who can support an offensive Bronzong besides Inteleon for proccing? But if you see Inteleon Bronzong, what are you thinking? I mean, I guess
honestly, I'm not thinking anything.
It's confusing, and that I guess is a good thing. Inteleon's moveset, by the way, amazing.
It is really good, yeah.
So I can protect, I can breaking swipe, I can
breaking swipe. Wow. I didn't know that.
I can Ice Shard, I can Soak, I can do whatever. I'm just going to throw some random possibilities here. So, Inteleon with Focus Sash, I kind of think if there's a Stack Attack lead, then he's just going to like throw a Rockfall because it breaks my Sash and I keep running Sash Inteleon.
Yep.
So, I'm not sure if Sash really gets me anything. I could just I'm kind of liking the Life Orb on a half support mon because when it chooses to attack, it attacks with more. Actually, no, if I'm hitting myself, then I shouldn't do that. But maybe whatever, some kind of item. So Clefable can also support Bronzong. Follow Me is good.
Yep. I mean, you could even throw a coaching Hitmonlee in there.
I was hoping that it kept Sucker Punch. Apparently does not.
It doesn't have Sucker Punch?
Not in this new gen.
Oh.
I would have preferred that. Because coaching against Stack Attacker actually sounded pretty good. Okay, so
it's a rough game to bring Hitmonlee to, other than against Stack Attacker.
Right. So Stack Attacker with fire moves. So Entei's just needs to be part of the plan because it doesn't get intimidated, and I'm gonna guess it lives Stack Attacker because Entei is just amazing.
Yep.
I mean, not weakness policy, but something. Oh, and it needs to be Dynamax.
Yeah, you could always put a Chardy Berry on him if you want. I don't know what other...
There's going to be ground moves. There's not water moves. That's kind of one of the only things he doesn't have a ton of.
I was thinking of Entei because he's got that quote-unquote guaranteed Trick Room with the real Copycat.
Yeah.
If you have Entei, Extreme Speed would go after Max Guard, but before Copycat.
Extreme Speed is one of my only ways of going first in general, so I like that idea.
Follow Me also would go before that, I believe.
Okay, so Clefable Bronzong is a lame but very effective lead. It's for a number of reasons, so I can do that. It can Magic Guard, so it won't get KO'd with if it's Focus Sash and Magic Guard, Rockfall won't kill it. And Steel Spike would kill it, but Focus Sash. So I like that. And with Focus Sash, then you can actually have offense, and Clefable Moonblast is pretty good.
Yes.
I don't know if it's pretty good here though. Oh yeah, it's fine. And maybe it's against Salamence. I haven't seen a weakness policy Salamence yet. So.
Does it have Focus Blast?
Of course. Sure. I mean, it's a Stack Attacker only answer, which I guess is all I need, right? I'm only attacking these. I'm only attacking with Moonblast unless it's Stack Attacker if I'm attacking at all. So cool. Sure. So who else do I need to worry about? Is Sylveon good against my team? Kind of no, because Bronze.
Not really.
Turtonator's
not
fine.
good against Bronze.
Like, Armaldo is something he probably feels like he can beat with Sakataka and other things, so maybe he's like, Turtonator should be fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's probably going to be worried about Dragalge because of his incredible poison weakness.
Oh.
And
yes.
dragon weakness.
Okay. So Dragalge sits in an awkward speed tier. I can kind of run it like I'll go first outside of Trick Room against all of this. So like immediate max Dragalge as an alternate. So maybe if he's worried about Dragalge, he brings ground moves. Like Max Quake's the best thing for against. I could Shuka Berry it. Is there anything else he's hitting me super effectively? I guess he's got dragon moves as well.
Turtonator, yeah. There's no way Salamence can one-shot a Dragalge, right?
Maybe with physical.
If he's maxed.
Let's see. Save this.
I feel like Dragalge can one-shot a Salamence, though, because of adaptability.
That would be lovely. That was exactly as you described it. Let's see.
There's no dragon move on that. Damn singles players.
I'm always confused by the default single settings. I'm like, what has gone on in the singles metagame? I think it's as you predicted. I mean, he's run Life Orb Salamence, and that would do it. But
you don't even have special attack investment.
Oh, wait. Hold on. This is Dragon Claw max offense.
I mean, on your Wormwind, you're only at half special attack.
That up for me.
Useless item. Wow.
Yeah, that. Who doesn't love a clean calc? All right. So I eat a strong. I mean, I could get my policy proc, but actually no. If I'm doing just policy Bronzong, I could do a grassy seed. I could do a Shuka Berry. I could do a Dragon Berry. Maybe a Dragon Berry, just because he's got two dragons.
Aben.
Yeah.
Seldom ever seen berry.
Mm-hmm. So dragon.
And he gets Hydro Pump too. Check the Hydro Pump against Stakataka. Or Max Geyser.
Oh yeah. Man, I would kind of like it if Dragalge was a water type, like it's pre-evolution, but not to be. I just like Scald in general, but we'll see if it makes a difference.
Or if Max Ooze was a good move.
Yeah. Okay, so I was gonna save. So I die to Life Orb, but I can Dragon Resist. Oh wait, this is off screen for you, right?
No, I can see that.
Oh, okay. So I'm full screening it. Anyway, Dragalge versus Stakataka. Geyser, I mean, the thing is, like, I'm using it specifically against Stakataka because my other two moves are resisted, but it's not, like, good, right? Dragalge's offense comes from adaptability.
Yeah. Well, he is Dynamax, though, so that's...
But, so I would need a Helping Hand or a double up to KO it if it was trying to Trick Room.
Yeah. I don't think he would be leading Dragalge.
So, yeah, so Dragalge has good offense against his team, but what is this, like, what is my speed control? Is it go first against Trick Room and survive against non-Trick Room? Is that all we're trying to do?
Yeah. That was my main thinking was, like, he's not going to kill this Dynamax Bronzong. So you can either, if he leads Whimsicott or he leads Stakataka, either of those go down in one hit from a activated Bronzong.
Well, not Focus Ash Whimsicott.
True.
But, yeah, definitely.
What is a +1 max Rockfall from Rock Slide on Bronzong due to a Salamence?
Let's see. Non-stab, I'm guessing. Not great. Especially I'm intimidated too. Yeah.
So +1.
+1. I'm starting to realize the limitations of Rock Slide is that it's mainly a flinch move rather than a damage move.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no. Okay, so 2-hit KO non-maxed. I can deal with that. I mean, it's what it's going to flamethrower me is the worst it's going to do.
Yeah. Like, even if he has Earthquake, you don't just max Quake into a Bronzong, right?
Yeah.
It's like step 1 to losing a game.
Well, okay.
Unless you have prior information.
Yeah. He like that's all you need is 1 turn of momentum in Draft League. So I think you've nailed it here, because I'm going to guess, if we get inside Daddy's head, that he's like, I'm just going to bring a lot of fire moves because that's how I beat Rillaboom, Magneton, and Bronzong. Well, I guess Rillaboom and Bronzong. And so if he's really just planning... I mean, he's got a ghost move on Blacephalon, but is that the only other thing, assuming he doesn't bring Cursula, that he's going to be able to do against Bronzong? So you have just like a very strong neutral special hit. Well, I guess I could be specially defensive.
No, not really. It'd just be like Certainty, like Sylveon's Mystical Fire, I guess.
Yeah. And that's the same situation. If I'm heat proof, then...
Yeah.
Is there any reason he's bringing ground in general? I guess Magneton and Dragalge. He brings a ground move, maybe not more than that. Maybe Stack Attack is like Rock, Steel, Ground, Trick Room. Or but he also wants fire, so he's gonna need to sacrifice. In game 1, I just generally am like morally opposed to maxing turn 1 game 1 because I feel like you're just turning the game into a guess. You don't know anything yet. Unfortunately, it's really effective, and I keep losing to it. But how do I figure out what he's doing game 1? I mean, a Clefable Bronzong, I can follow me Trick Room, or I can Rillaboom and Teleon and just like plan to lose one of them but get some good damage in, like Snipe Shot, Fake Out, something like that.
Like if you go back to his draft board,
yes,
like his leads, typically you're gonna know what he wants to do, right? If there's a Whimsicott plus whatever, it's probably gonna be Tailwind plus max and attack. If it's Stack Attack up plus anything, he's gonna try to Trick Room maybe, unless he has like a fast Bulldozer. What on his team gets Bulldoze? It's up there somewhere.
I do have... What if I Brutal Swinged to break Focus Sash and proc Bronzong?
I did not know Rillaboom had Brutal Swing.
I'm interested in that. Ooh, okay, well, interesting. Yeah, because that outspeeds Whimsicott. It beats everything. What was our original question? Bulldoze on Daddy's team. Where is Bulldoze? It's up here.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, like everything's got Bulldoze. If he wants to do that, really, Riolo has Bulldoze. It also has Vacuum Wave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he's... Yeah, I guess you got to watch out for that with Stack. But if he's doing Riolu Stack, it's probably the Trick Room crap.
Have you seen him copycat Trick Room? I've seen him. I don't actually remember, but I imagine. I'm just gonna guess that Daddy like Coach Max, or he like Proc and Max.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I would assume if I'm playing Stack Attack that I just like don't die turn 1 against, or like I can identify if I'm gonna live turn 1, and I could like max, or I could do the copycat thing turn 2 if I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. The danger of that is that Riolu doesn't live anything. So if you get called out on it, then your whole strategy is down the dumps.
Well, what KOs? I mean, nothing KOs Riolu priority, so it always gets to do one thing. But you're saying it's gonna get one shot on turn 1.
Yeah, and then you won't get your Trick Room up. Then you got a +1/+1 Stack Attacker.
Which, there are worse things.
Yeah.
I always put my guys in the same order so that you can't.
So do I.
Hints as to what I might be doing.
I put them in tier order.
I put them in closeness to my heart order. So. All right, so you've nailed it. Weakness Policy Bronzong sounds pretty promising. what I mainly want is an alternate mode. I always like...
Yes.
Yeah, I get nervous if I feel like I need to lead the same thing. Or if I lose and then I'm not sure what to alternate to. Who's my other maxing option? I mean, Dragalge's fine. But can I run a kind of fast mode? Something like Inteleon sits in a pretty good tier, being faster than Salamence. Not Whimsicott Salamence, but if he has to essentially just attack me once, and I think Salamence can't hit Inteleon for super effectively unless it's off Thunderfang, which I kind of doubt. Thunderfang's not super great against my team.
Yeah, no, that would be a weird bring.
So I feel if Salamence, let's say I go Rillaboom Bronzong turn 1, he beats it, I can switch. So if he beats me with Salamence, I should be able to game 2 Inteleon and be fine. Inteleon Clefable seems passive, and I can just max turn 1, which I should have done against AC. That sounds fine. Like if I just make it 168 speed. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Or maybe I can outspeed Blacephalon. Well, I don't know if it really matters. Blacephalon is Energy Ball.
Yeah, Blacephalon can... I mean, Inteleon's super frail, so...
Okay.
Definitely need to outspeed that.
170, like, whatever. Alright, so if I go back to offensive Inteleon, I could do the Scope Lens set, but maybe I don't think I have... I don't have a full turn to survive, even with Clefable. It's pretty risky for me to not just max right away.
Yeah, I agree.
So then I Life Orb Inteleon.
Yeah, and if he, Tailwinds while you are setting up, then you're going second anyway, and Inteleon's just dead.
Okay, so it's Inteleon Clefable as the alternate mode. I can put as my last move, so if I'm going like Water move, Ice move is great, then I can put Airstream as my last move. And try to claw back my speed control at some point.
He only has one flying resist.
Oh, that's so good. Wow. What other flying moves do I have? Well, they're not really things that need to be hitting super effectively in the first place, but at least it's neutral against everything.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna Hailstorm the Whimsicott unless I think I can catch up. If he's bringing a mid speed, Daddy doesn't have a mid speed. He's just got Salamence and he's got Trick Room stuff and he's got
basically
Sylveon.
Hulu, I guess.
Yeah. Cool. So, do you have words of wisdom? What should I be thinking about as I fight this ridiculous team?
I think against your better wishes, you should probably just Sucker Punch Bronzong and go to town on turn 1, game 1.
Okay.
Or Brutal Swing him, whatever. I am a little wary of the Brutal Swing because of Salamence existing. You could just kill Rillaboom before you can do anything.
Okay, so a physical max Airstream.
Yeah. That's definitely not EVable.
Yeah, that sounds painful. Okay, so if we're going Rillaboom Bronzong, and if I see Salamence, do I go for Trick Room? Whimsicott Salamence, because no, I'm not going to have a Mental Herb.
Yeah, you just fake out Whimsicott and Trick Room.
So I fake out a Trick Room, and I get Trick Room with my hopefully unexposed Weakness Policy Bronzong.
Yep.
And then what can I pivot into that makes that game winnable?
You bring in the Inteleon, then you Sucker Punch, Max Rockfall the Salamence, and then you'd have to have something in the back that would take out... That would just be a Dragalge then in the back, because you'd have 3 more turns of Trick Room. You bring in Dragalge, Sludge Bomb the Whimsicott, and let Bronzong keep attacking whatever else he has in the back, because he has perfect coverage.
Cool. I do like the priority procking.
Maybe you get rid of Air Slash, even though it is. Yeah.
I want it. Well, like, what am I doing max guard? I probably want protect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll keep thinking about it. Okay. Last, just get your opinion. Do you think the new format change of like if we move to Series 10, do you think that'll be good for draft if the main frustration I have with the game is that I feel like I'm guessing turn 1 and that I might just lose due to like getting
weird Dynamax strats?
Yes.
Yeah. Like this one?
No, it's fun when you do it. It's fun. It's not fun when it happens to you.
Yeah. Personally, I've been playing absolutely terrible in Series 10, so...
I haven't even tried it yet.
I'm not looking forward to it if we do, but...
I've got all this knowledge that's going to become useless. Or not useless, it's going to become slightly less relevant.
It's really hard adapting, actually.
That's what it's like being old.
It's way harder to be gimmicky in Series 10. Which is like what most of my ladder teams are. But we'll make it work eventually.
Yeah,
I'd be down to play a season of draft.
I trust we can find a way to adapt. Thank you for jumping on, Steve. Thank you for giving the wisdom, and best of luck in your upcoming game.
Thanks, you too. And I hope Bronzong works for you as my Gen 4 baby.
Go Bronzong.